favorite, my favorite, America's favorite, Old Crow, the #1 bourbon in the world. Yes, Old Crow is #1, the leader by at least 275,000 cases over its closest competitor, Jim Beam. 275,000 cases! And this is not a lead that is standing still or shrinking. It's a healthy lead, one that is growing. Just last year, we widened the gap by 75,000 cases. How's that for leadership? Yes, Old Crow is on the move. Old Crow is growing. For example, in 1967, the bourbon business as a whole showed an increase of 4%. But Old Crow alone accounted for 20% of that increase. In fact, Old Crow sales increased about 50% faster than the industry as a whole. How's that for strong, healthy leadership? But these are national figures. Let's find out what Old Crow's been doing on the local level. Let's hear from one of our regional campaign headquarters.
Go, go, Crow! Go, go, Crow! Go, go, Crow! Go, go, Crow!
Yes, yes, Old Crow is first. First in sales, first in growth, and first in the hearts of its countrymen.
Hooray!
How do we know? We asked them. We took a poll. We asked people from all over this country what they thought of certain whiskey brands, among them Old Crow. And you'd be proud to know what we found out.
Tell us, gal, tell us!
Let's hear it for Old Crow. Well, as you know, there's a lot of switching around in the bourbon business. People go from brand to brand, never really settling on one for any length of time. Not with Old Crow. We've discovered a tremendous loyalty for Old Crow. People who have been drinking Old Crow have been drinking it longer than any other brand.
You tell him, young lady. Old Crow has been my brand going on 22 years.
I used to drink blends. Then one day I tried Old Crow. Now I won't drink any other whiskey.
One more thing. We found out that Old Crow's appeal goes across all lines. Young, old, high income, any income, college grads, and high school grads. In other words, for sheer appeal to all segments of the market, our poll shows us that nothing, I repeat, nothing, has the appeal of Old Crow. It's universal. Why does Old Crow have this universal appeal?
Taste.
Right, taste. Old Crow's distinctive taste. A modern taste of smoothness and traditional character that most bourbon drinkers prefer. And there's something else about Old Crow that appeals to the bourbon drinker. And here's our campaign manager to tell you about it.
As you all know, no matter how good your product is, no matter what its history or background, you're not going to sell more than a trickle unless people know about it. And what's the best way to get people to know about your product?
Advertising.
Right. And sales promotion, too. Nobody in the bourbon business outspends Old Crow. Nobody even comes close. Talk about leadership. It's never more evident than in Old Crow's advertising. No other bourbon has such high advertising awareness, such complete audience saturation. And it's been that way year after year after year.
Yes, Old Crow's a leader in every way, so come on! Will everyone here kindly step to the rear and let a winner lead the way? Here's where we step notes from the noise, and from the boys, the rose from the poison. I'd be back in the bunch. I came up with a hunch. This was an up-and Adam day. It's one of those spells when you hear these like bells, and your horoscope tells you to say, will everyone here kindly step to the rear and let a winner lead the way? Oh, hi. We're here on the convention floor talking to some of the delegates about some of the more interesting aspects of Old Crow's leadership. Oh, pardon me, sir. What do you think accounts for Old Crow's leadership?
Guts, pure and simple. The guts to be a leader. Anybody can play me too. But to get to the top and stay there, you gotta be willing to stick your neck out. You gotta keep your finger on the pulse of what the people want and be the first to give it to them.
Right. That's exactly
you
right.
got something to say, sir?
Yes. The whole history of Old Crow is based on innovation. The whole thing, right, Charlie?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I
Right.
wasn't...
And how about old James Crow, huh? Way back in 1835, he was the first one to use scientific methods in making bourbon.
Oh.
Right, that's right, Charlie.
I would
Right?
like to say the same thing,
and
but
how
you
about Old Crow going to 86 proof? You know, in 1953, when all those others were using that bottled in bond, oh, they were pushing that wrong thing. And how about those sales, Charlie, right? Those sales, boy, they just skyrocketed from 350,000 cases to over 2 million in a couple of years. Right, Charlie?
I'd like to say a little
You
bit...
were there, Charlie. You
Of
remember.
course I was there, and I want
Yeah.
to tell about
And
it.
how about that half-gallon idea, that jug handle half-gallon idea? Oh, that was beautiful. 1966. Oh, and that half-gallon jug, that was the most beautiful package ever put on the market. Right, Charlie?
Don't you Charlie me,
What,
why
Charlie?
you? I'm
Wait,
gonna...
sir. Well, it's pretty easy to get carried away when you're talking about Old Crow's innovations. But if any innovation was right for the times, it had to be the Old Crow Traveler. Now, here's a perfect example of Old Crow's leadership, of Old Crow's willingness to find out what the people want and be the first to give it to them. In fact, the Traveler was so successful that it accounted for about 10% of all Old Crow sales the very first year it was introduced. And most of this was plus business we never would have gotten without the Traveler.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh, hello up there.
I've just got to say, I've never seen anything like it in my life. Everywhere you go, you see people buying the Traveler. And it makes no difference what they drank before. Blend drinkers, other bourbon drinkers, all kinds of drinkers are switching to it.
What about gifts? What about gifts? If any one thing was the perfect year-round gift item, it's the Traveler, especially among the women.
It's so cute.
Back where I come from, most retailers realize that the Traveler's here to stay, that it's not just a novelty item. Most of us have been selling it alongside and along with the regular Fifth.
I wouldn't mind traveling with the Traveler. It's so cute.
And don't forget that the Traveler is helping to sell the whole Old Crow line, from half pints to half gallons. It's giving the brand added prestige, a whole new modern image that's attracting younger people.
I just love the Old Crow Traveler. It's so cute.
Well, on that profound note, let's go up to the Old Crow suite and find out what kind of platform the boys are planning for Old Crow this fall to make sure it continues its strong leadership.
The way I say it, our platform for this fall should be twofold. First, we must make sure that everybody knows that Traveler is here to stay. And secondly, we must place a major emphasis on a very significant part of Old Crow's business, the bar and restaurant trade.
As far as the Traveler's concerned, I've got something here that'll really shock you. This report shows that 75% of the consumers haven't even heard of the Traveler yet. 75%. If we did all that Traveler's business with only 25%, imagine what sales would be like if, say, only 50% of the consumers knew about the Traveler.
Well, I'd say we've got our work cut out for us.
Not just us, retailers and salesmen too. Oh, we may consider the Traveler old news because we've been living with it every day, day in, day out for the past year. But remember, it's only been around a little over a year.
And look what Traveler's got going for it this fall. A tremendous base of close to 4 million Travelers already sold. That means millions of Travelers are out there being circulated, being used, being admired and talked about. Secondly, We're coming off a great summer travel season. The Traveler is just hitting its stride in time for the fall with its football games, skiing, and who knows what all.
Sounds like the Traveler's ready for a great fall season. But are our people ready?
Well, I think the key to that question is distribution. Our platform has to impress upon the salesman that the Traveler has to go into every logical retail outlet. Now, I'm not talking about the mom and papa stores, but stores in high-income areas, near hotels and airports, midtown shopping centers.
Where the girls are.
Precisely. The gals make great impulse gift buyers.
Speaking of impulse, we've got to make sure that Traveler is put up where it attracts the most attention. We've got to remind our men that where Traveler is seen, it sells. And one of the best ways to do that is to continue our Gold Crow Awards.
Wonderful. Oh, John, would you explain how they work?
Sure. Periodically through the year, we give awards to the salesmen who come up with the best merchandising or display ideas for Old Crow, either in store or for a tavern or restaurant. At any rate, the guys who win third prize get this good-looking Bronze Crow Award. Second prize is the Silver Crow. And the first prize, the Gold Crow. Ah, but that's not all they get. Besides the recognition, first and second prize also get a nice cash award to go with it.
Oh, they're just beautiful. Well, the men who win them should be really proud of themselves.
You bet. It's a real honor.
Now, what about the bar business? What seems to be the problem there?
You've just asked the million-dollar question. What's wrong with Old Crow's bar business? Well, in so many ways, it's great. But there are a lot of places where we can do better. Much better. Here we have the world's most popular bourbon. I mean, literally millions of people every year walk into their favorite package store and buy a bottle of their favorite bourbon, Old Crow. And yet, and this is the part that's driving us up the wall, these very same people go into a bar or restaurant and get something else.
Why is that?
Very simple. If you don't have a telephone, you won't get calls. If you don't have Old Crow in these bars, how the heck are they going to sell it? We need better distribution in the bars and restaurants. We've got to impress upon our people that we must get Old Crow into every important back bar in the country. And where it can be arranged, it should be used proudly as the bar whiskey.
And we're not asking for the impossible or something that doesn't make sense. Old Crow deserves to be and wants to be on every back bar on its sheer popularity alone. Not to mention Old Crow's competitive pricing or its great versatility in mixed drinks.
Sounds like we've got quite an important task in front of us.
You bet we have. If there's one thing that can increase Old Crow's sales, it lies in Old Crow's bar business. If we could improve Old Crow's distribution in bars and restaurants to the same level as our package store business, Old Crow's sales would increase dramatically.
Time's a wasting, so let's get back to the convention with our platform.
Right.
When they want it, and a winner in attracting new drinkers to the brand! So, come along, let's all get on the Old Crow bandwagon! Back in the bunch, I came up with